Good evening. Good afternoon. What's going on, fam? My name is Jamel Tony.
Hey, everyone. Thank y'all for joining Progressively Becoming's
PB After Hours.
Yeah, I'm about to say boy, it's emotion. Yeah, thank y'all for joining us for PB After Hours. As you're getting on, make sure you like, comment, and share. And let someone know PB is on now. We are in the building. Yes, we are. We are in the building. And every Tuesday, right here, 7 p.m. sharp.
Welcome to all of our folks watching us on YouTube, whether you are on Facebook, or streaming on our website, www.progressivelybecoming.com. As you can tell, we are out of sorts. So
yeah.
we were attempting to go live on Instagram.
Right.
And this was our first time trying to do it. And it didn't work out.
It ain't working out.
So while we're talking, we're looking at the Instagram feed. The picture looks crazy. So
yeah, you don't even see us right now on there. So yeah, all you seeing is our arms, and you see the sign. No one is you, and that is your power.
That is your power. Yes. So,
hopefully we're cutting that off.
Yeah. So it should be off.
Let's hope so, because I still can see it. But anyway, maybe it takes some time.
If not, if you are listening to us on Instagram, it's not working. Hang up. and try it again. We'll try it again next week. We got to fix the orientation out there. But listen, I want to, again, welcome all of you that is hopping on now. Do us a favor, like, comment, and share. I want you to get the word out that After Hours PB Hot Topics is on at this moment. As you know, every last Tuesday of the month, this is what we do. We discuss trending topics from around the world. So I pray your day was absolutely amazing. How are you doing?
Let me tell you, I'm feeling a little bit better. I was a little tired, but thanks be to God, I was able to get home and get a hot nap. So I say hot because it was quick, but sometimes you get that little nap and it boosts you. So I'm feeling a lot better, y'all, because a girl was tired.
Yeah, we was a little tired. As you know, we took a few days off. It's cool. As you know, we took a few days off, and you sometimes need a vacation from the vacation.
Yes, and that's what happened.
And that's what we needed. We needed a vacation from the vacation, and so we're trying to get back into the groove of things. But again, I hope all of you had an amazing day. Listen, fam, meet us on Thursday at 6 a.m. for morning devotions. We want to pray with you, for you, and catch us again on Sunday for the Sunday Exchange.
But I think Thursday is DU.
Thursday is DU as well. Absolutely.
Yeah.
DU was, if you have not listened, go back and listen to it. It is going to be absolutely phenomenal. We've been talking about discipleship, and so we are continuing our conversation on Thursday, and I'll send out an email more than likely tomorrow morning, 6:30, back to our regular scheduled program.
I don't know, something smelling like curry. You had curry today?
I smelled a little curry too. I thought it was, your breath or something. I don't know. Well, it is me. It is you.
Even though I brushed my teeth again, I had some halal food. Yeah, so yeah. So I was like, what is that whiff of curryism that I keep?
You didn't brush your teeth.
I did brush my teeth.
Did you gargle?
I did.
That must have been some strong curry.
It was good, though. I had a good lunch, y'all. I did. Yes, I did. I probably shouldn't have ate that, but I sure did. It was good. It was good. It was good. Anywho's, so y'all know how we do it. Just a disclaimer. Our thoughts, our views, not your thoughts, not your views. We just have you, want you to think and just be open-minded to other ways of seeing things.
That's it.
That's how we do. So let's get into it.
I'm gonna have you go ahead and start it out again. Like, comment, share. Tiger friend, Tiger family member. Today we go there as always. And let's talk about it. Go ahead.
Excuse me. So everyone knows the story about Carlee Russel, a 25-year-old student from Alabama, was presumed missing on July 13th. After telling a 911 dispatcher that she found a toddler wandering on the interstate. And when officers arrived on the scene, Russell and the child was nowhere to be found. They did find her car running, her wig, cell phone were on the roadway. And on July 13th, before leaving her place of employment, Carlee stole a bathrobe, roll of toilet tissue, and other items from the business. She then she ordered food from a place called Takizi's and traveled to pick up her order. After leaving, she went to the local Target and purchased Cheez-Its and granola bars. Once she made her purchase, she sat in the parking lot until around 9:21 before going on the interstate. While driving on the interstate, she was on the phone talking to various individuals until she contacted 911 about 9:34. When officers arrived at the location, they found Russell's red Mercedes, but they were unable to find her or the child. And investigators said that there were no children that had been reported missing in the area. So after the news of her disappearance spread, a massive search effort went underway, including more than $63,000 being donated to Crime Stoppers to find her. So 49 hours later, that's just the gist of it, the summary of it. It's, more details than that, but that's just the highlights. On July 15th, 2 days after her disappearance, she showed up on the front door of her home in Hoover, Alabama, where she shared with her parents. So she was taken to the hospital, later released and evaluated. In the days before her appearance, authorities said she searched the internet on her cell phone for Amber Alerts. She searched the movie Taken, and that's where a woman was abducted, if you didn't see the movie, and how to take money from a register without being caught, and a one-way bus ticket from Birmingham to Nashville, Tennessee. So her phone also showed she traveled about 600 yards while telling a 911 operator she was following a 3 or 4 year old child in a diaper on the side of the road. And days later, which I think this was yesterday, her lawyer released a statement that she made up the whole story. So,
how old was she?
She's 25.
Okay.
So, before we say anything, I am gonna we're gonna pray for her though. We are going to solicit prayers for her because she needs prayer. The family needs prayer because they just need some prayer. Yeah. And I'm thinking it's just like, why would she do that? I mean, we don't know. And it's just like, why would she do that? And our question to you all, because we like to be interactive, we like to engage. Should she be charged with the crime? And so far, people are divided on that. Some people are urging to let it go because it's apparent she's dealing with some issues. And some people are saying, she needs to be prosecuted. She needs to, face charges.
Let me ask you a question. You was a criminal justice background, right? What would she be charged with? Like, now? First of all, she didn't file a false police report, but it was, resources and manpower and funds, and they out here looking for her when, other crimes and things was going on, and they could have put their attention to someone else who is missing. Yeah. No, I'm laughing because this issue sounds not similar, but it's a similar scenario to the Jussie Smollett.
Right, and everyone condemned him and threw him to the pack.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they
no,
did.
They did not.
Yes, they did.
No, I'm looking at one person that did not.
Yes, they did.
You said nothing about Jussie Smollett when this whole issue happened. You was in his corner, and this time I was like, that man lying. And when it came out, he's still holding up the bloodstained banner that he was telling
going down. My thing is, apparently, even with Jussie and with this girl, like, something is, even if it has not been 100% proven that Jussie did it, but anyway, even if he did, apparently it's a problem. You have some type of issue. And my thing is, and I'm just speaking with Jussie, and we'll get back to Carlee. If he did it, it was wrong what he did. But should we throw him out, never to be seen again? Should that ruin his whole entire career, his life? No second chance, no third chance? I just don't agree with that. That's just me. But
so I'm looking at the Jussie Smollett, and it said that he was charged with 5 felonies. He was charged with disorderly conduct. He was charged with, I'm trying to pull it up. He was charged for making a false report to the police because he's the actual one that reported it.
Yeah. Well, technically, she called the police. So, I mean, I think she should be thrown in there with that, too.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah. Okay.
This whole thing, she actually set that thing in motion. So you guys, you think she should be charged or no? I saw a couple of yeses.
We got someone said that we need to know why first. Somebody said definitely. Here's the reason why I think she should be charged. You
I
said
think
something that I think we all missed. So I was reading, and Crime Stoppers, $63,000 was donated to Crime Stoppers to help find Carlee Russel.
Mm-hmm.
Of that $63,000, it was one donor that
Right.
donated $25,000 to help find her.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the issue. From what I read, they can't get their money back.
Oh no.
No.
Oh.
They cannot get their money back. Because again, it's not like
Oh.
the money did not go to try to find her.
Right.
It did.
Right.
So if she should be charged with anything, it should be theft.
Oh wow! I didn't know that they don't get their money back.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because those funds was already allocated in an attempt to try to find her, and she lied. And I watched, and I don't know if you all watched. Her parents, I think, was on Good Morning America, or one of those news outlets, I believe. And they was just like defending her, and the mother was, that's my baby, and she went through a great ordeal.
Right. 'Cause they
And
thought something happened.
yeah, but it's just now they got to pick up their face and now say, hey, you know something, my child lied. And it's apparent there's some issues with her.
Of course. And that's why I started off saying, like, we need to pray for her, because I think when you do something like this, I mean, she's not the first one, because I remember some other cases where people lied and searches happened and it wasn't true.
Correct.
But I think there's definitely some issues going with her.
Correct.
And, prayerfully she gets that addressed. But at the same time, you had to know what you was doing. Like, that was meticulous.
See, but on top of this, and again, we're going to pray for her and all of that. But she's 25 years old, right? And on a scale of 1 to 10, being 1 being a terrible criminal and 10 being the great, she's a 0. Because she actually searched how to do her crime before doing it. Like, she searched.
I'm trying, girl.
How to do her crime before doing it.
Right,
And she didn't even execute it right. If you will go how to get away with being missing, if you're going to do it, right?
Really?
At least, like, like the police said they found her purse still in the car.
Right, make it make sense.
Right? But the snacks she brought was gone. Leave the snacks, take the purse. Right? Make it look like a robbery. Like, make it look like, rip your shirt and put it on a tree limb or something. I'm just saying, if you gonna commit the crime, commit the crime.
Yeah. Yeah, and then it's just the whole, saying that there's a kid on the highway, and then you had a scream going on. It's like, that's just frantic, and it's just like, people wasting time, energy, money, and it's people out there that's really like missing.
Correct.
And like her hoax, it causes a stain like on the current missing African American people.
I agree completely.
And it's like, this is like notorious. It's like, that they don't cover, black girls, brown girls missing like they do the other groups.
Yeah.
And more than 30,000 black people in the U.S. remain missing at the end of 2022, according to the most recent data, the National Crime Information Center. And half of those cases are missing black, brown women and girls. I saw a movie not too long ago on Lifetime. It was called Black Girl Missing.
I remember you watching.
It wasn't a true story, but it was taken from actual events that actually happened. Okay. And long story short of it, it was a black girl that went missing from college, and nobody took it serious. I mean, her mother and her sister had to search and investigate on their own, because the police was like, she ran away. And then they started digging into her, and they tried to make her out to be the criminal and didn't look for her. And at the same time, a Caucasian girl went missing, and all the news coverage went to her, and they never advertised that the other girl was missing. And this is what happens normally in our country, unfortunately. And I just think that what she did, it just makes that even just more worse, because you did get national coverage finally, and come to find out you lied when they could have been covering somebody else that is missing. So it's just sad. Yeah. It's just sad.
According to a study done by Sarah Stein, a cold case consultant and co-founder of the Center for the Resolution of Unsolved Crime, Black Americans comprise 13% of the population and 31% of missing persons. About 34% of the 884,000 women and girls reported in the U.S. In 2020, 34% of them are Black or African American, right? Let's compare all of that to a recent case. CNN mentioned Gabby Petito's case 346 times during a single week. And I think that was the case where they went hiking or something like that. Yeah. 346 times in a single week. It was plastered, right? But no one talks about the 268,000 Black girls that went missing in 2020. That is insane. 400 indigenous women and girls went missing in Wyoming, the same state where Gabby Petito disappeared between 2011 and 2020, and nobody knows their name publicly.
Right. And it's crazy. Like I said, when I was watching that movie, at the end, they started naming off. I mean, you can't name off everyone, but they started naming off all of these Black and brown girls that's missing. Yeah. And it was just astonishing. And it's just like people that you've never heard of, you've never heard their names, you've never seen anything. And I know you can't cover the, plaster 200 and some odd thousand over the, stations, but at least, make it right.
Make it right.
Start somewhere.
Yeah, and even if you can't, don't give this partiality and this favoritism towards Caucasian women that go missing.
Yeah.
Right?
And they actually
you're not going to do it to everybody, then just don't do it at all.
Right. They actually have a name for that. It's called Missing White Woman Syndrome. And that describes it's a real thing. The late journalist Gwen Ifill, she coined that phrase. And it describes the media's fascination with and detailed coverage of cases of missing or endangered white women compared to the seeming disinterest in covering the disappearances of people of color.
Because it goes back to this state in our culture that Black and brown lives do not matter when it's compared to a white life. And I don't care what people say, it's reality. You can look at stats, you can look at response times, you can look at our communities, you can look at the places that we live in, and you compare it to other areas in America. The reality is there's a systemic thread of social economic injustice that has been interwoven into the fabric of our country. And while we talk about it, you cannot legislate the way people think.
No.
You can put all of these things in place, but you can't legislate hate.
Right.
You can't legislate bias. You can't legislate prejudice.
Right.
It will be where it will be. So now we have laws to protect something that you refuse to correct about yourself.
Right.
And I'm not saying this because we are Black individuals. The reality is, when compared to a white life, Black and the brown community are always at the short end of the stick. And it's sad.
It's true.
Carlee Russel should be charged.
I agree.
I think she should pay back some of the money that people donated to help find her.
Not some, like
all of it.
Especially since you can't. If that person donated whatever, and they can't get their money back, you need to go down for that.
You need to go down for that.
You need to pay those people back the money that they sent to go find you when you wasn't missing.
I agree. Yeah.
No. Yeah. I agree. She should be charged.
We're gonna pray for her. And
yeah, I mean, apparently she got issues, but that don't negate what she did.
Correct. I agree.
I mean, straight up. Yep. So yeah. So that's where we gonna leave. That's where we gonna leave that. Next, hot. So.
I'm sorry. We're live, right? Can you plug the charger up?
Oh gosh.
I'm sorry.
How does always happen? Why I got to always get up and
Because
do it?
you have a better.
I got a better movement, boy.
You have a better angle. Okay, here we go, family. All right, so it's actually not. It's I'm sorry, fam. It's disconnected. Yeah. I'm sorry. There we go. All right, we got power going on. All right, here we go. Welcome. All right, so the Justice Department on Monday filed a lawsuit against Texas and its Republican governor for placing buoys in the Rio Grande as part of the state's effort to deter migrants from crossing into the United States. If you see on your screen now, these are the orange buoys that was placed to stop people from crossing over into the United States. The lawsuit filed by the federal government asked a court in Texas to force the state to remove the roughly 1,000 feet line of bright orange recognized ball buoys the Biden administration says raises humanitarian and environmental concerns. It was the latest confrontational move by a governor who, for more than 2 years, has escalated measures to stop migrants from entering the United States, pushing legal boundaries along the 1,200-mile border with Mexico. The civil suit said Governor Greg Abbott violated federal law by installing the barrier and asked the judge to order the defendants to properly remove the unauthorized obstruction at their own expense. To which Governor Greg Abbott replied these words: "We will see you in court." Immigration has been a hot topic since I was in my mama's womb. Right? It is a hot topic in the U.S. It is a hot topic all across this nation, but in the United States of America, immigration is a hot topic. I mean, look at these buoys. Like bright orange is 1,000 feet to stop people from crossing over. Mm-hmm. Look at it. It's crazy, right? Here's some interesting facts about this current issue. The God is that I'm with the governor. Oh, we gonna talk about this.
So yes, so nearly 4 million people with approved family-sponsored petitions are waiting for an immigrant visa to become available. The number of undocumented immigrants crossing at the southwest border for fiscal year 2022 topped 2.76 million.
2.76 million.
Yes, and approximately 1.6 million undocumented non-citizens in the United States are married to U.S. citizens, and approximately 675,000 are married to lawful permanent residents. And another stat is an estimated 4.4 million U.S. citizen children have at least one parent who is undocumented.
Governor Greg Abbott said, I'm sick of this.
See you in court. We going to take this to the street.
He said, we going to stop the sugar and we going to see you in court.
We going to see you in court.
When we look at the overall value of immigration, fam, listen to this. This astonished us. Yeah. Immigrants receive government assistance at higher rates than U.S. natives. The high cost of all of these services provided to immigrants and the low taxes they pay because they have lower earnings inevitably implies that on a year-to-year basis, immigration creates a fiscal hole, hold on to your seat, of at least $50 billion And it is a burden that falls on the U.S. native population. $50 billion. America is in the hole because of immigration. And guess who ends up paying it?
The taxpayers.
We do.
The taxpayers.
So, Governor.
The governor
said, we gonna stop this.
He gonna stop this.
Here's the question for you. Is Governor Greg Abbott going to the extreme with his measures to stop illegal immigration?
You mean by putting that buoy in there?
I mean, look at these things.
I don't know, has it deterred him? I didn't check. Has it deterred him?
So there's actually...
Or you can't, ain't no way for you to get through.
So there's some... I saw... I'm going to enlarge this.
Because I'm just curious.
Look at this.
You know, he know my eyes is visually
So, I
challenged.
mean, it's deterring somebody. I mean, look, they apparently trying to get over. They trying to cross over. And they
Wait, Sister Timmy said people dying trying to get over.
They are.
Ah, that's crazy.
So, my whole issue with immigration is this. Is while we are not ignorant to the plight that our brothers and sisters are having in different countries.
Right.
I think I just raised the question is why not go through the front door? Mm-hmm. Like, why not just knock on the door and ask for entry? Mm-hmm. So the Biden administration recently put an act into motion, the Immigration Act, that actually is going to make it possible for people to receive assistance, asylum, immigration status, but it is a process. Mm-hmm. So again, I mean, why not go through the whole door? Sister Carter, I have to agree. We have people down over here because they are taking all the money.
Yeah, I'm all for, like, if you're gonna come, just do it the right way. Like, when we go to other countries, we just can't be filtering ourselves through. Like, we gotta, it's just...
Yeah, and it ends up affecting the American citizens because we have to pay for it. And again, there's nothing wrong with helping out.
Right.
Right? But last time I looked at my check, the way the government is after me, I got federal taxes, I got New York taxes, I got Jersey taxes.
Yes. You got personal tax,
Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, unemployment tax. You know?
You got tax for the tax.
Tax for the tax? It's so just go in the right way. That's it.
I mean, that's possibility. She said she's not an immigrant, so she don't know, but she's sure the government doesn't make it easy for them.
I'm sure. But it serves them at a disadvantage to cross over illegally.
Yeah.
And then, and it's like, okay, well, what are we going to do with them?
Right. And that's what's happening. It's just like it's overpopulated. Like, you don't have nowhere to put them. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's a conversation that's gonna always continue at this point.
Because nobody knows what to do.
They don't know what to do.
And
it's just been a fight that's gonna just continue from president to president, and
Yeah.
it depending on who it is going to determine how it's going to be handled for that season.
Absolutely. For that season. And then the next president is going to come around
Yes.
and undo everything that the former president did
Yes.
to push their own agenda. And like you said, we just going in this proverbial cycle over and over again. Redo, undo, fix, unfix, fix, unfix, fix, unfix, fix, unfix. And when you keep doing that, guess what happens? We get stuck.
Right. And
The
that's
system
exactly
gets
what's
clogged.
happening.
The system gets backed up. And that's what's happening. Yeah. It's sad. You ready for this topic?
No, not really. But y'all know how we do here at PB. We take it a little bit. And again, these are not our views ain't your views. What we say is not what you say.
Not what we say.
Yes. So we throw that disclaimer out, especially going into this next topic.
Yeah.
You know, some of y'all gonna get quiet because these conversations y'all don't like to have.
They don't like to have them.
This next one, y'all like having these.
Y'all don't like having this
Y'all be
conversation.
scared.
Oh Lord, here we go.
Y'all be scared. So, Bishop Oliver Clyde Allen III and Rashad Burgess tied the knot again. Trailblazers in the world of the LGBTQIA plus churches. The pair renewed their vows on Sunday with their children by their side. Their 600 guests gathered at luxury hotel, the Whitley in Atlanta, to celebrate 20 years since they both committed to one another in a private sunrise ceremony by the ocean. And this was before the same-sex marriage was legal. So it meant the world for us. This is a quote from them. It meant the world for us to finally bring all our family and friends together after 20 years of marriage to celebrate love. Allen tells People exclusively. In a world with so much division, we seek to be the bridge that brings people together through the power of love. Now, if you don't know, Allen is the senior pastor and founder of Vision Cathedral of Atlanta and CEO of I Elevate Plus TV. And Burgess is vice president for Advancing Health and Black Equity, Gilead Sciences, Inc. The two met in 1999 and reconnected shortly before getting married 3 years later. And somebody said, in 2005, they opened their church together with the goal that as Black members of the LGBTQIA community, they would create a space where people could worship safely and where everyone felt accepted. Something many could not find anywhere else, Allen told Today in February. And when people, and this is a quote from him, when people of color, Black people couldn't find solace in white LGBTQ spaces, we created our own. Allen told Today.com about the church's mission. We created our own of everything, whether it was our own fraternities, sororities, our own institution, our own churches. So, how do you feel about this? And yeah, so how do you feel about it? I'm gonna let you get that out.
Allow me to preface my statement by saying this. We send so many people to hell. I was listening to this pastor, and he talked about the afterlife. And he was asked a question about salvation and who's going to heaven, who's going to hell, et cetera, et cetera. And he said these words. He says, I don't know. He says, I can only preach what I believe. And I believe that salvation is only found through Jesus Christ. He says, as to who's going and who's not going, I can't tell you. He said these words. He says, there's a few things that's going to happen when we get to heaven. First of all, some of you may be surprised that you're there. And secondly, some people will be surprised of others that got there and did not get there. We send so many people to hell. Allow me to say this. You may not like it, but you may not like what I'm about to say, but allow me to say it because I can only talk truth. The Bible is clear. There is one way toward salvation. Confession and belief. Confession and belief. How do I feel about what we just talked about? It's not an issue of salvation as it is an issue of sanctification. And I don't want to go spiritually deep on this, but I will say this. All of us are working through our sins. Some of us have some of our issues that we work with have become a part of us. There are some, okay, let's just go. There are some of you out there that's habitual liars. It's become second nature. You're not even trying to tell the truth no more. You just lie. You can't even tell the truth no more. Somebody says saying you just lie. It's become a part of you.
Okay.
Right? There's some of us that talk about folk. Right? It's become a part of you. Right? The issue is what is sin. Sin is anything that deviates us off the course that God wants us to live. That's what sin is. Right? It's bigger than the 10 Commandments. Because we look at the 10 Commandments and say, if you do anything opposite of these 10, you're going to hell. Right? When in actuality, it was 636. Right? So if you do anything outside of these 636 commandments, you're going to hell. That's what we approach sin as. When sin is anything, it's missing the mark that Christ has set for us. So anything you do that deviates you off your course of action that God has for your life, you have committed sin, you have missed the mark. Right? The Bible is clear, Adam and Eve. Right. There's nowhere in scripture where Jesus condones same gender loving individuals. Right. So it is clear that this is missing the mark. But just as they may have missed the mark, so do we. Right. So let's not judge. Let's look at ourselves and ask, what are we going to do to work out our own process of getting right with God? And that's what we have to say. Because here's what I'll say. Confession and belief is the only way towards salvation. Thou shalt confess with thy mouth, believe in thy heart that Jesus Christ is Lord, then thou shalt be saved. Anything outside of that is no longer salvation because something you must work for. And I'm sick of this. I'm sick of us judging sin we can see, and we don't judge the sin that nobody sees. We talk about the saved, the LGBTQ community, and y'all gonna get on me when I just said that. But we talk about the saved, the LGBT community, because we can see their deviation off the mark. But we don't talk about the sin that we are indulged in every single day of our life. Some of us sinning out. Why? Because we're judging.
Oh, well then.
Are they missing the mark? Absolutely, according to scripture. Right. But so are we.
I feel a little.
Right? All of us have things that we need to work out. Right? And it's sad that their portrayal of what the mark is making other people say, hey, you know something? Oh yeah, this is okay to do. It's not okay to do. It's not okay to miss the mark. It's not okay to deviate off of God's plan for our lives. It's not okay. Right? And we will suffer the consequence of that. We will suffer the consequence of us missing the mark. All of us have. They will, it's not judgment, they will, we have suffered the consequence of missing the mark. When we lead, especially when we lead others astray. Right? Bible talks about us being stumbling blocks.
Yes.
Right? When we stumble, what do? We literally fall off the path. Right? So it's unfortunate that this is happening, that we are seeing this. Yet I'm not judging anybody.
You're not. We can't.
Right? We look at others, and the scripture says when there's a beam in your own eyes.
Right.
So, how do you feel about this?
I mean, I guess you answered my next question, because I was going to ask, like, why has this stirred up so much controversy? But, you know.
Why? Why have this, and especially our next topic, right? It stirred so much controversy.
I think it's all based on, like, what you believe.
Okay.
So if you believe that this is, like, wrong, then that's what you're going to, go with. And if you believe that this is good and this is all right and this is right, then you're going to stand on that. Mm-hmm. So I think this is going to, unfortunately, at this point, always be, two sides to the coin.
Correct.
Because you have a whole slew that think this is right.
Correct.
Most people that think it's wrong, and nobody's gonna budge on their position.
Nobody's gonna budge. I agree. And it's just, again, we don't ever want to do things that tell others this is okay when it's not okay. Right? Here's the question for you. Right? Let's go to what for every sin. Right? Here's the question for you. Is the church inclusive or exclusive? Are we inclusive or are we exclusive? Not in the terms of LGBTQ. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about in overall terms, inclusivity and exclusivity. Where does the church fall? Yeah.
I would say exclusive.
The people can't hear you.
I would say exclusive.
What and why?
I'm a little hot under here. I would just say exclusive.
Exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Just leave that there.
And in many ways, I agree with you, because we have built this, and again, not all. I'm just talking about just in general, right? We have built this notion that you can't come as you are. And can I say this? Not only is it difficult to come as you are, here it is, it's difficult to stay as you're getting it together.
Right. That's true. I agree with that.
Right? I'm not going to walk in and then all of a sudden my life changes and I get back on the right path
right away.
My entire life.
Right.
There's going to be multiple deviations, multiple stumblings, multiple times I'll fall off track. A just man falleth 7 times and rises up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief. Right?
I mean, we've all probably been where we fell off track, and it's just you just didn't know it.
Correct.
And it is like you said, it's just some things you see that causes more judgment, more criticism when you see it openly, and then when you don't. But I mean, it's still happening.
It still happens. So, and again, I don't want to make this spiritual, but when I see stuff like this, right? When I see stuff that we all engage in, right? I see that the one thing that's missing, and again, I'm not trying to make this church, right? So if there's somebody watching that may not understand terms that we're using, Sunday exchange, right? But there's one thing that's missing in what I see here and what I see with all of us that fall off the mark and think it's okay is the absence of the Holy Spirit.
Right.
I mean, I see an absence of conviction, an absence of, hey, boo, come on back, right? And so
Sister Carter said the church is for all.
The church is for all. It's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be.
Right? But instead, we label things. Oh, this is the black church. This is the white church. This is the LGBTQ church. It's like such labels divide us, because the reality is most of us worship where we're comfortable.
Oh, of course. Right. Yeah.
We worship where we are comfortable, and our comfort has caused the labels when it comes to church.
Right. That's true. I didn't even think about it like that. It's true. We worship where we're comfortable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm a same gender loving individual, and I walk in, the truth apostolic of the greater heavens, Jesus my master church, and I walk in, and then I have an earring in my ear, and I'm with someone whom I like or love, and I walk in that church, they immediately go to, oh no, look at them. Mm-hmm. Oh gosh, really? Mm-hmm. They will immediately feel uncomfortable. So where do they go? They go towards an environment where they feel comfortable.
Where they feel welcomed. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
With love and kindness have I drawn them. Mm-hmm. You'd be surprised what love and kindness can open the door to. Conversation. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about this. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, and we're moving, at the end of the day, only one person can change us. Yes, and that's God.
That's God. Yes.
That's God.
That's it.
That's God.
Mm-hmm. Well, this was a... Yeah, I mean...
Are we affirming this? No. Let's be clear. No.
But at the same time, like, I'm not gonna be condemning and judging anybody. That is not for me. That's not for me to do, because I won't want nobody condemning and judging me. Mm-hmm. We've all done things that could be questionable, but it was because of the grace and the mercy of God that changed us from the inside out, that some of us are no longer doing the stuff that we was doing. So, and we just gotta, I just pray that's their story. Yeah. And that's all I could do.
Yeah, and because we look at this stuff and we say, oh, that's disgraceful. So was you sleeping with that man that wasn't your husband last night? So why is this disgraceful and that's not disgraceful?
Right.
Why do we frown upon this
and not that?
But no one talks about the musicians sleeping with the members in church. Right?
Right. No, I get you. There's no hierarchy to sin. All of it is sin is sin. And that's just it. And I think that's just been... We loved him too, Sister Carter.
Absolutely, Sister Carter.
We love him. We still talk about him sometime today. I miss him.
Absolutely.
The funniest or get out. He was one person you could not sit next to in church. But anyway, because you're going to crack up the whole service.
But he loved Jesus.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
He loved Jesus.
Oh, yes.
And there was no denying his heart was towards God. No denying that.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Little Gregory, he is missed. Yes, Sister Carter. Yes. So we know. And we loved him. Straight up to this day. You can't say nothing to me about him. I love him. And that's that.
Yeah.
And that's just how that's gonna be.
Correct.
But it's just that it ain't for me to judge, it ain't for me to cast nobody down. Whether I agree with it, whether I don't agree with it, that's not for me to cast them into hell. That ain't. I don't have that authority.
Absolutely.
Do I condone it?
Yeah.
Not personally, but
Yeah.
You know, that is what it is.
And so, right, so this, and we gotta go. We talked way over time. We got 3 minutes. Can y'all give us 4 minutes? But this was actually going to be a segue into Jamal Bryant.
So, speaking of Bishop Allen and the Vision Church, recently Jamal Bryant was invited and attended Bishop O.C. Allen I Elevate Conference. And this sparked a major debate. The issue is Jamal Bryant, who is the current pastor of New Birth, affirming and agreeing with the culture and ethos of the Vision Church, which is a church where, like we said, is the majority is LGBTQ based. And
so I mean, there was a snippet. We're not going to play it,
right.
But in this snippet, and you can go online, and this prominent Church of God in Christ bishop named Bishop Wooten, he, in many ways, I hate to use the word attacks.
He blasted him.
But he blasted he blasted Jamal Bryant's decision for going to this church because he says his presence affirmed what they was doing and the lifestyle that they chose to engage in. And I mean
and then what he also got on Pastor Jamal Bryant about was that Pastor Bryant essentially apologized for the black churches on the treatment that was displayed to them.
Towards the LGBT
towards the LGBTQIA community. Yeah. So he apologized not only on his behalf, but on behalf of all the black churches.
Correct.
So, Bishop Wooten definitely went ham. He went ham. He went ham with that because he's like, you pretty much can't speak for me.
Correct.
And and it's like this has just been trending. This has just been a huge debate, and who was wrong and who was right. We're not taking sides when it comes to that. But a lot of people don't answer that question and won't talk about this because you don't want to be exposed, or the fear of being exposed to how you really feel.
Correct.
So it's like, in these type of topics, people shy away from it because we know it's very, controversial, and, you got to be mindful of what you say, but
correct.
You can still, my thing is, I'm going to be me. I'm going to speak truth. I'm going to speak to what I believe.
Correct.
And that's that.
Correct.
And it's like, why should I not say what I believe?
Correct.
So it won't make you feel bad.
Whereas
if I don't like it, if I don't agree with it, or if that's not my belief, why can't I say that? But you can say that. You can say yours. So, I mean, that's just me. Yeah. I mean, I guess the question of that was, does the traditional black church owe the LGBTQIA community an apology?
Was Jamal Bryant right in what he said?
So for those of you, since we don't have time to show the clip, for those of you, that don't know about this, you can go online because it's everywhere, and you can see what Jamal Bryant. And my thing is, don't look at the little snippets of things that people put. You have to listen and look at the whole thing because they put what they want you to hear.
Correct.
So go and listen to both sides, and then you make your own determination.
So I went back and I listened to the entire conversation that Jamal Bryant had with Bishop Allen. I went back and listened to the entire message of Bishop Wooten in his commentary about what he saw, right? And if you listen to the entirety of both messages, okay, I see where he's coming from, and I see where he's coming from, right? There's a thing called standard.
Right.
And we gotta go. And it can become very blurred what the standard is. What we cannot do is lose the standard.
Yes.
But here's the thing. We have to bring people to it.
Right.
Some people are not there. Right. We have to bring them to, this is what it is, introduce them to what it is. Right? Does the traditional church owe this community an apology? No. Absolutely. I think so. No, I think so. Because many of us demonize them.
Oh, okay. So you don't. I guess in that statement, it's because like they feel uncomfortable coming in. They're not invited. We're not inviting. I'm just saying we. Not pointing anybody out. We're not inviting. We don't welcome them. We don't make them feel comfortable.
Did we show love and kindness? Again, overall, right. Did we show love and kindness? And if we did not, we owe not just that community, but multiple other communities an apology. Because we did not show love and kindness. At the same time, there's an apology that should be extended towards us, that we refuse to budge on our standard.
Right. So an apology is not an affirmation.
It's not an affirmation. It's an acknowledgement that I could have handled this a better way. I could have handled this differently. And that's all I'm saying.
And it's true what Sister Tammy just said. You can love and not agree with what was done. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just like with our people that we know, our loved ones, our friends, our family. I love you. I may not agree with what you do. Yeah. I may not agree with what you're into, but I love you. Yeah. And I think that is what the message is.
That's what the message.
We're gonna just show love.
Yeah, because I'm and we're leaving. We're over time. I'm just thinking about what I'm thinking about who Jesus hung out with. I'm talking about situations that Jesus put himself in that could have been compromising, that made people ask, well, why is he allowing this woman to touch his feet? The people that he hung out with, right? And he allowed everyone to be able to approach him. So why do we have a list of individuals that can't approach Christ? Again, to me, and again, I already know what some of y'all saying, and it's okay. It's okay. I could only talk what my interpretation of scripture. That's it. Is it wrong? Absolutely. It's wrong. It's sin. It's deviation. Right. And we all are engaged in it.
I guess you. Well,
we're good.
On that note, thank y'all for joining us for another PB After Hours Hot Tamale.
If you want to talk, just call me afterwards and we'll have a conversation. That's it. But with love and kindness have I drawn them. That's it. Preach Jesus. That's it. No condemnation. Preach. See, I'm sorry, and this is why a lot of people get on. What's his name? Joel Osteen, because Joel Osteen never preaches condemnation. He never preaches, oh, you going to hell. He has a message of love, compassion, and kindness. And people get on him. Oh, he's a heretic. Oh, he's not saved. And yet every Sunday, his church is filled with thousands upon thousands that he's drawn to the love and person of Jesus Christ. With love and kindness have I drawn them. If you preach Jesus, let Jesus do the work.
That's good. That's good. That's it. That's all we can say. Let Jesus do the work. Jesus can fix it for you.
He can fix it. He can fix us.
Yes, he can.
Lord, fix us.
Fix us, Jesus.
I'm done.
You sure?
I'm done.
All right. So, as I was about to say, thank y'all for joining us for another PB After Hours Hot Topics. This was a deep one. This had me a little antsy over here, y'all. Y'all know I get a little bothered with some of these things. So I know y'all a little antsy. And some of y'all got real quiet too. That was chatting in the beginning. Y'all got quiet with this stuff because y'all scared. But anyway, thank y'all for joining us for another conversation. We'll see y'all on Thursday morning devotion. Y'all have a great night.
And we still praying on Thursday.
Of course.
We prayed on Thursday.
Thursday. Tuesday, 6 a.m. Be here or be square. Love y'all. Take care.